pupils know how to use the internet, but it's using it appropriately, understanding what you are accessing on the internet, making sure you remain safe, that really matters. They have to understand what they're accessing. Then there's the issue of not being naive online and not sharing too much information. And again, that's something I think schools can work with pupils to understand, is what is appropriate to put on the online world, how long it's going to stay there. And then in future employability, in terms of future careers, how they use it in a professional way, and how they actually manage their own online presence is really important.
So I do think it's about managing the risk, not trying to eliminate the risk, because the risk is out there whether we like it or not. Part of our job as a school is to try and prepare our students for that world that's out there. But it comes down to good modelling of best practice by teachers, making sure that where you do set up policies and procedures, that there are sanctions if people break them, and I suppose as well, just making sure that we educate the pupils, or that we do our best to educate the pupils about the dangers and the potential pitfalls that are out there.
You've got to have in your curriculum a really rigorous continuum of education for eSafety, from reception all the way through to year 6 and throughout into high school as well. Phenomenal work put forward with the COPS websites and things like that, ensuring that your staff are delivering that eSafety technology as well. And having open relationships with parents as well. I used to deliver parents' sessions in an evening about eSafety, and it was about, you need to have conversations with your children. Just ask them, oh, what are you doing there? What are you on? Oh, that looks cool. Can you install that on my iPad? Things like that. And it's about conversation as well. So children are not just in front of the screens locked away.
We can't isolate our children and school-age children from the realities of what is out there and accessible in the world. And similarly, we can't ask schools to do the full job of parenting in terms of teaching students what's appropriate and what's not. And so I think there's a balance there. I think that schools have to put some reasonable protections in place, but just like with any content, or with any access to a tool or technology, the schools have to monitor usage, but that should rely less on trying to lock down a fully safe environment, which I think is a very expensive proposition, and it should be more with putting reasonable technology safeguards in place, and then putting some responsibility on the teachers and the students themselves to keep an eye on what types of activities are happening in the classroom.
Schools are as much of a target as businesses when it comes to cybersecurity. They have a large number of people in their organisations. There's a lot of personal data they need to maintain and protect. There's also the issue of the fact that cyber criminals are targeting the young because they're naive and more likely to fall for the various con tricks that occur.
The cyber security element in terms of data breach and data protection and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, that comes into the infrastructure planning, and making sure that where your data is being held, making absolutely sure that you don't sign up to any sort of service where the data no longer belongs to you, or that they have the ability to access it. Making sure that you use secure web traffic wherever it's necessary, and all the rest of it.